The council hall was silent. Not calm, silent like fear. Hundreds of alien leaders sat in a circular chamber made of dark metal and glowing symbols. Above them, a large hologram flickered with red warnings. It showed a single message repeated again and again. No contact. No signal. No survivors. The Council's invasion fleet, 10,000 ships, the strongest armada in their history, had gone to Earth 3 days ago. And now, the entire fleet was missing. Counselor Vecker, a tall creature with 4 silver eyes, slammed his hand on the table. This is impossible. 10,000 ships do not simply vanish. No one answered. Because no one had an answer. Another counselor, a thin insect-like alien named Kithra, whispered, Maybe humans captured them? Vecker shook his head sharply. Captured? All of them? Do you understand how powerful our armada is? They could destroy a moon. Kithra looked at the red hologram again. Then where are they? A cold fear spread through the chamber. Far above the chamber, in the communication tower, a young alien technician named Ral worked with shaking hands. He checked the signal again and again. He hoped it was a mistake, a glitch, a broken sensor. But every time the same truth appeared. The invasion fleet had never returned. Ral swallowed hard. Humans were supposed to be weak, primitive. The Council had studied them for years. Their weapons were old by galactic standards. Their ships were smaller. Their technology was slower. The Council expected the battle to last maybe 1 hour. But now Ral's scanner showed something terrifying. Not only was the fleet missing, there was no battle record at all. No last message. No distress call. No emergency beacon. Nothing. Like the fleet had been erased. Ral shivered. What kind of enemy erases 10,000 ships? He sent the report to the council hall. When the report arrived, the chamber exploded into chaos. They destroyed our fleet. No, something else happened. Find Earth. Scan Earth. What if this is a trap? The Supreme Counselor, a large reptile-like alien named Torvak, raised his voice. Enough. The room fell silent. Torvak stared at the hologram, his voice low and serious. We need answers. We cannot attack again without knowing what happened. Vecker growled, then send scouts. Torvak nodded slowly. Yes. A single scout drone. Small. Fast. Stealth mode. The hall agreed. Moments later, a sleek silver drone launched from the Council's capital world. It jumped into hyperspace heading straight toward Earth, the last known location of the missing fleet. Inside the drone was no pilot, only sensors. It would not fight. Its mission was simple. Find the truth. Hours passed. The council hall waited. Alien leaders paced, argued, whispered fears they did not dare speak aloud. Some believed Earth had new allies. Some believed humans found ancient weapons. Some believed the missing fleet had been captured or enslaved. But others feared something worse. That humans had changed. That Earth was no longer prey. Finally, the scout drone reached Earth's orbit. Its sensors activated. Data poured into the council hall. At first the images were blurry. Then clearer still. And every council member felt the same cold terror. Floating around Earth were thousands of pieces of metal, broken hulls, twisted engines, shattered weapons. All drifting silently in the darkness. Vecker leaned forward. Are those? Kithra answered softly, yes. Those are our ships. The chamber filled with gasps and frightened whispers. The invasion fleet had not retreated. They had not escaped. They had not been captured. They had been destroyed. Completely. Utterly. Without mercy. The drone moved deeper into the wreckage field, scanning the damage. The council watched in horror as the twisted remains of battleships came into view. Some had been cut clean in half. Some had melted from inside out. Some looked crushed by invisible force. This was not normal warfare, a scientist muttered. What kind of weapon does this? The drone scanned the area where the flagship had been. Only dust remained. Then the sensor picked up something unusual, an energy signature. A signature not from the council. A signature from Earth. It glowed beneath the wreckage like a sleeping giant. The scientist's voice trembled. This is not ancient human tech. This is new. Very new. The energy signature pulsed once. And the drone camera shook. Something moved in the wreckage. A shadow. A shape. Something metallic and fast. A human ship. Small, black, silent. It slid through the graveyard like a predator in deep water. The drone tried to back away. But the human ship turned its scanners toward it. Vecker's voice cracked. End transmission. End it. But it was too late. The last thing the council saw was the human ship aiming a bright blue weapon at the drone. The screen went dark. Transmission ended. Silence returned to the chamber. A silence heavier than before. A silence filled with fear. Torvak whispered the words none of them wanted to hear. The fleet never returned, because Earth destroyed it. No one breathed. He continued. We attacked a world we believed was weak. But Earth was never prey. The chamber shook with the weight of his words. And every council member finally understood. This was not a lost battle. This was a warning. A warning from humanity. And the galaxy had no idea what was coming next. The Galactic Council chamber was never quiet. Normally, hundreds of voices argued, shouted, and insulted each other. But today the hall felt cold and empty. Every species in the room stared at the same screen showing the last image sent by the invasion fleet. A static-filled message. A strange burst of light. And then silence. No return signal. No emergency beacon. No debris. Just nothing. High Speaker Taver, leader of the council, stood frozen. His long fingers tapped his metal podium as he tried to make sense of the missing fleet. The human world is weak, he said slowly. They cannot destroy 10,000 ships. Something else happened. But deep inside he knew the truth was not that simple. Across the chamber, Ambassador Rel of the Krell watched the humans' planet spinning softly on the hologram map. Earth looked peaceful, almost harmless, blue oceans, white clouds, green continents. It did not look like a world that could erase a fleet greater than most empires. Rel whispered, we may have mistaken the humans. The words hung in the air like cold metal. A few council members hissed in anger. Others looked away in fear. No one wanted to believe that humanity, small, young, and underestimated, had the power to return a fleet to dust. But every minute of silence from the invasion fleet added more fear to the room. Taver activated a sensor screen showing the fleet's last known location. A wave of red symbols pulsed on the map. Admiral Vorik, commander of the Council's military branch, stepped forward, his heavy armor ringing. There are strange energy readings here. Not weapons we recognize. Not signals we know. Something hit the fleet, something fast. Human weapons? Rel asked. Vorik shook his head. Humans do not have this level of tech. We have watched them for decades. They are slow. They are peaceful. They do not attack first. That was true, Rel whispered, until we invaded them. The room fell quieter. A soft alert beeped on Taver's console. His eyes widened. The message was short but it shook him deeply. New data received, unknown source. He pressed it open. A simple line of text appeared on the giant screen. Stop sending ships. That was it. No signature. No coordinates. Nothing else. The council panicked. The hall filled with voices. Is this a human threat? Is someone playing a trick? Could this be the fleet trying to warn us? How did the message reach our secure channel? Admiral Vorik studied the message and frowned. This is sent with the invasion fleet's encryption key, but using technology far beyond theirs. Taver swallowed hard. Meaning? Meaning someone took control of their ships, Vorik said. Someone who now has their codes. The council felt the fear building inside them. Rel leaned forward, his voice low. If the humans captured even one ship, they may have learned everything. No, Taver whispered. They cannot be that fast. But a quiet voice from the back disagreed. It was Council Archivist Tana, a small and nervous species rarely noticed in meetings. She held a glowing tablet in shaking hands. I have been studying human history, she said softly. Humans grow under pressure. When they face danger they adapt quickly. When pushed, they evolve. She tapped the tablet and a human timeline appeared. Rapid technological jumps, sudden inventions, dramatic leaps forward. They learn faster than any species we have ever seen. A heavy silence followed. If the humans had captured the fleet, if they had reversed the Council's technology, if they were already adapting, what would they do next? Taver forced his voice to stay calm. We must send scouts to investigate. Quietly. Admiral Vorik bowed. I will prepare 3 ships. Rel shook his head sharply. No. Do not send them to Earth. If the humans are responsible, sending more ships will only provoke them. Vorik growled. We must find answers. We cannot stay blind. But Taver noticed something. A new signal had appeared on the star map. A small blinking dot. He zoomed in. His eyes widened. It's moving, he whispered. What is? Vorik asked. The same unknown energy signature that destroyed the fleet. It is moving through space, heading toward us. The council chamber froze. Every species looked at the moving dot with growing horror. It was fast. Much faster than any council ship. It was precise. It was coming from the direction of Earth. And it was coming straight for the council's capital world. But why? Rel asked in a shaky voice. Humans never attack first. Taver stared at the screen as the dot got closer. This time, he said quietly, we attacked them first. No one spoke. No one breathed. The fear had finally become real. Something was coming. Something powerful. Something silent. And the council was no longer sure if they had misjudged humanity, or awakened something far worse. The council capital world, Averon Prime, was normally a shining jewel of the galaxy. Thousands of ships drifted around it, and its cities glowed like constellations on the planet's surface. But today fear spread through every hall, every command center, every official office. Everyone knew the truth now. Something was coming toward them. Something fast and silent. High Speaker Taver stood in the central command room, staring at the star map. The unknown energy signature, the same one detected near the missing invasion fleet, kept moving at impossible speed. It wasn't drifting. It wasn't lost. It had a destination. Their capital. Admiral Vorik's voice broke the silence. The object will enter our system in 31 hours. Rel, the Krell ambassador, frowned. We need to identify it. Is it a ship? A weapon? A signal? Before anyone could answer, the sensor alarms began to ring. A new signal appeared. Soft, weak, but very clear. Taver ordered, put it on screen. The signal turned into an image, blurry, grainy, almost broken, but unmistakable. It was the face of a human. A young officer wearing a simple Earth uniform, pale and terrified. Static crackled around her voice. This is Lieutenant Mara Holt, of the ESV Pathfinder. If anyone receives this, do not send more ships to Earth. I repeat, do not. The image glitched. Her face twisted in static. The screen flashed. Rel's eyes widened. Is she alive? Is she trying to warn us? The video returned, but now the background had changed. The officer looked bruised, exhausted, like she had been running for days. Behind her, strange symbols glowed on the wall, spirals, lines, and shapes no one on the council recognized. This message is not from Earth, Admiral Vorik whispered. The chamber grew colder. Mara continued, voice shaking. The fleet is gone. It never reached Earth. It was stopped. Stopped by who? Taver asked as if she could hear him. Mara looked off-screen, fear filling her eyes. They call it the quiet engine. Something ancient. Something that lives between stars. It saw the invasion fleet as a threat to its territory. Taver froze. Rel whispered, This is not human technology. But the message wasn't finished. The quiet engine is moving, Mara said, breathing hard. It learns from whatever it touches. It touched our ships, it touched your weapons, and now. The screen turned to static for a full 10 seconds. Then her voice returned, almost a whisper. Now it's coming to you. The image disappeared completely. Silence filled the command center. No one moved. No one spoke. Finally, Taver broke the silence. Is this real? Sensors Officer Dren checked the data. His hand shook. The message is authenticated. It came from a council fleet beacon, but bounced through a human relay satellite. Vorik stared at the map. If the quiet engine learns, if it grows, then why is it coming to us? Rel's voice was hollow. Maybe it thinks we are the threat. Maybe it thinks our fleets, our weapons, even our politics, will spread to its territory. Taver rubbed his forehead. This was never about humans then? But Archivist Tana shook her head nervously. No. It became about humans when we sent a fleet to their world. That fleet carried our weapons, our power, our aggression. And the quiet engine touched them, Rel finished. Taver whispered, so we led it to them. We led it to Earth. A heavy silence fell. Vorik slammed his fist against the table. We must prepare our defenses. We must call every fleet. We must. The alarms interrupted him. A second unknown signal appeared, this time stronger, cleaner, sharper. The council officers turned pale. Taver whispered, is it the quiet engine? The sensor screen opened. Not a face. Not a warning. Just a symbol. A circle split into 4 glowing arcs, rotating slowly, almost like it was watching them. Then a voice, deep, calm, emotionless, filled the room. Your weapons were taken. Your fleet was absorbed. Your aggression is recorded. Rel stepped back, feeling cold. The voice continued. We learned from you. We learned from the humans you threatened. The entire chamber stood frozen. We are moving toward you. To prevent further harm. Then the signal ended. Rel whispered what everyone was thinking. This thing, it studied us. It studied humans. It is not just a weapon, it's alive. Taver stared at the star map as the moving dot accelerated. We thought Earth was prey, he said quietly. No, Rel answered. Something far worse heard us attacking them. Something older. Something powerful. And now, he looked at the star map. It is hunting the hunters. The council chamber felt heavier than ever before. The air itself seemed to press down on every delegate, as if the universe had suddenly grown colder. The unknown symbol left by the quiet engine continued to rotate on the screen, glowing with a calm, terrifying power. High Speaker Taver finally broke the silence. We need answers, he said. Real answers. Not guesses. Archivist Tana stepped forward with her datapad held tightly in both hands. She looked like she wanted to run away, but she steadied her voice. I found something in ancient star records, very old records, stories from civilizations that died before the council even formed. The room quieted. Everyone listened. There are mentions of a being called the engine that wanders. Some species believed it was a myth, a guardian that moves through space, absorbing technology, preventing wars from reaching certain regions of the galaxy. Rel blinked. A guardian? Then why did it destroy our fleet? Tana shook her head. These records describe it differently. Not good. Not evil. Just protective of balance. Admiral Vorik growled. Balance? We maintain balance. The Council has ruled this galaxy for centuries. Tana hesitated. Yes, but the engine does not see things like we do. It reacts to patterns. It reacts to danger. And somehow, it detected your fleet as a direct threat to its territory. Taver frowned. What territory? Tana pointed to the holographic star map. The engine's expected path. The same path the Council's invasion fleet took. The same corridor of space leading directly toward Earth. Rel whispered, this thing has been guarding that region for thousands of years. Taver shook his head. But we have traveled there before. Trade ships, scouts, nothing happened. Tana's voice went quiet. Because none of those entered with a full war fleet. None of them came with 10,000 battleships, heavy weapons, and the intent to conquer. Silence fell again. Rel exhaled slowly. So the moment we invaded Earth, we crossed into something's territory. And it responded, Tana finished. Vorik slammed his fist on the table. Then we must show force. Prepare our fleets. If this engine wants war. Taver shouted, enough. His voice echoed through the hall. Everyone fell silent. What part of this do you not understand, Admiral? Taver asked in a trembling voice. Our fleet never even fired back. It never returned. It never even sent a distress call. That truth hit the room like a punch. Vorik slowly lowered his fist. Taver continued, whatever this engine is, we are not strong enough to fight it. Rel added softly, and if it absorbed our entire armada, then it has already learned everything about us. Suddenly the room went dark. The screens flickered. The lights dimmed as if energy was being drained. A single symbol appeared again, glowing brighter this time. The quiet engine's mark. The voice returned, calm and cold. Your fear is unnecessary. No one dared breathe. We do not seek your extinction. Taver swallowed. We seek your correction. Those words struck harder than a weapon. Taver managed to speak. What do you want from us? The lights shivered. The symbol pulsed. You overreach. You conquer. You destabilize. This pattern threatens the equilibrium. Archivist Tana whispered, it is judging us. Rel felt a chill crawl up his spine. The voice continued. We observed humanity for a long time. They too rise quickly. They too may tip the balance. Taver held his breath. But they were attacked. They did not strike first. The council members looked at one another. Shame crept silently across the room. We witnessed their resistance. Their unity. Their confusion. And their fear. Pause. Humans are not prey. Rel's heart pounded. They are evolving. Faster than you expected. The symbol rotated again. And we will not let you destroy them. Taver took a step forward. If you protect humans, what do you plan to do to us? The voice did not soften. It did not rise. It stayed calm, steady, and terrifying. We will remove your ability to wage war. A shock ran through the crowd. Remove? Rel whispered. Does it mean? As if answering his thoughts, the lights flickered again. Alarms exploded across the chamber. Officers shouted. Our shipyards, systems are shutting down. Energy reactors are dropping. Hyperdrives are being forced offline. Admiral Vorik shouted, it's attacking our infrastructure. Taver stared at the symbol on the screen. No, he whispered. It's not attacking. Rel understood first, his voice shaking. It's disabling us, limiting us, taking away our weapons. The quiet engine's voice returned one last time. Your fleets are unnecessary. Your war capacity ends now. Then the signal disappeared. The lights returned to normal. But the galaxy had changed. The Council stood powerless, its military capability fading like smoke. And Earth, a world they once saw as prey, now had an unseen protector older than any empire. Rel looked at Taver with fear and awe. We did not just provoke humanity, he whispered. We provoked something ancient that watches over them. Taver closed his eyes, feeling the weight of their mistake. And now, he said softly, we must face the consequences. The Council capital was in chaos. Across the planet, war factories powered down. Hyperdrive rings shut off. Shipyards froze mid-operation, their machines suddenly silent. The quiet engine had not attacked the Council. It had simply switched them off like a parent taking away a child's dangerous toys. For the first time in centuries, the mighty Galactic Council felt powerless. High Speaker Taver stood at the command balcony, watching emergency lights flash across the capital city. It looked like a wounded creature, confused and afraid. Admiral Vorik marched toward him, anger burning in his eyes. We cannot let this happen. We cannot allow an unknown force to control our systems. Taver turned slowly. Admiral, what part of this situation do you still not understand? We cannot fight this thing. Vorik clenched his fists so tightly that the metal creaked. There must be a countermeasure. A shield. A weapon. Against something that erased 10,000 of our ships in seconds? Rel interrupted from behind. Against something that learns faster than any species in this galaxy? Vorik glared at him. We are the Council. We control half the stars. Not anymore, Rel said softly. The truth cut deeper than any blade. Before Vorik could argue again, a new alarm rang through the command hall, soft, calm, but unmistakable. Incoming transmission, Earth. Everyone froze. Taver stared at the glowing message with disbelief. Earth? Why would they contact us now? Rel stepped forward. Because they know something we don't. Taver swallowed his pride and ordered, put it through. The screen flickered. A human face appeared. Not military. Not frightened. Not angry. It was a calm, confident diplomat, Ambassador Elaine Ward of Earth Authority. She looked directly at the Council leaders, her eyes steady. High Speaker Taver, she said. Ambassadors. We need to talk. The Council chamber felt the weight of those simple words. Humans had never spoken to them with such calm power before. Taver took a careful breath. Ambassador Ward, we believed your world had been attacked. Ward nodded. We know. And we know why you believe that. Rel stepped closer. And the fleet? Our ships. Did Earth destroy them? Ward shook her head. No. We did not fire a single shot. Whispers filled the hall. So you admit it? Vorik growled. Something else destroyed them. Ward's expression didn't change. Not destroyed. Absorbed. Even saying the word seemed to echo. Taver tried to stay composed. Ambassador, we have received strange signals. Warnings. Threats. From something calling itself. The quiet engine, Ward finished for him. The entire chamber fell silent. She knew. She knew everything. Ward continued with a calm voice that felt almost unnatural. We didn't understand it at first either. Our own satellites detected its movements days before the Council fleet reached our system. But why did it intervene? Rel asked quietly. Why protect your world? Ward looked at each delegate with a seriousness that made them shift uncomfortably. It didn't protect us, she said. It protected its territory. Tana gasped softly. The ancient guardian myth, it is real. Ward nodded. Earth lies on the border of a region the quiet engine has claimed for thousands of years. Your invasion fleet crossed that border. Your weapons activated in its space. It responded. Taver felt a cold weight in his chest. And now it is coming here. Yes, Ward said simply. Admiral Vorik roared, then help us fight it. Ward looked at him with sympathy, not fear. You cannot fight it, Admiral. We can't either. Rel whispered, then why is it coming? Ward's answer surprised everyone. It is coming, because of us. The council stared in confusion. Taver frowned. Explain. Ward took a slow breath. When your fleet vanished, Earth detected fragments of its data. The quiet engine didn't just take your weapons. It learned from them. From you, and from us. Rel asked, then what does it want now? Ward looked down, choosing her words carefully. It wants stability. It wants balance. It wants to prevent a war between our species. Taver struggled to understand. So it is coming to negotiate? Ward shook her head. No. It is coming to reinforce. The chamber fell silent. Ward continued. It has disabled your war systems to ensure you do not attack again. But it has also contacted Earth. It sees us as part of the same equation. Taver blinked. You mean it warned you too? Ward nodded slowly. It told us, prepare to speak for your kind. A cold shiver moved through the council. Rel whispered, you mean, it wants humans to represent the galaxy? Why? Ward's answer was soft but shook the room. Because it believes you cannot be trusted to govern the galaxy anymore. Admiral Vorik's voice cracked with rage. This is impossible. Humans are weak. Humans are. Ward lifted her hand. Admiral, your entire fleet vanished in less than a second. The engine didn't come for us. It came because of you. Taver sank into his seat. Rel bowed his head. The truth was undeniable. The galaxy had changed. The council was no longer the center of power. And humanity, a species they once called prey, was being pushed into a role none of them expected. Ward spoke one last time. In 24 hours, the quiet engine will arrive here. We have been ordered to attend. You have been ordered to listen. The transmission ended. The screen went dark. And the galaxy held its breath. 24 hours passed like a countdown to doom. No one on the council capital world slept. No one rested. Every creature, leaders, civilians, soldiers, watched the sky waiting for the thing that erased fleets and shut down entire star systems. The quiet engine. High Speaker Taver stood on the council tower balcony, looking at the stars. His world had always been calm, powerful, full of confidence. But tonight, the sky felt like it was holding its breath. Rel joined him, his eyes dark with fear. Any new signals? Taver shook his head. Nothing. It is silent. Silent? Rel repeated softly. Just like before your fleet disappeared. Taver said nothing. He couldn't. Behind them, alarms chimed softly, not panic alarms but alerts from the planetary sensor grid. The quiet engine had entered the system. And it was enormous. The first images came through the holographic projector. Every council member watched in frozen silence. A shape appeared from the darkness of space. Not a ship. Not a machine. Not anything the council had ever built. It looked like a drifting star, wrapped in rotating rings of alien metal, glowing with quiet blue light. The rings moved slowly like something alive, breathing, thinking. Taver whispered, "This is impossible." The rings expanded gently, and the planet's orbit sensors shut down one by one. Not destroyed. Disabled. Quieted. Admiral Vorik stood in the center of the command hall, trembling with rage and fear. "It's taking control of the system." Rel answered him calmly, "It already has." A new signal pinged in the chamber. Incoming transmission. Source. Quiet engine. Everyone stood still as the main screen activated. The same rotating symbol appeared. Then the voice came. Not loud. Not threatening. Just calm. "The cycle begins." Taver stepped forward. "Quiet engine, why have you come to our world?" "Correction," it replied. "Your aggression destabilizes balance." Rel swallowed. "We understand that our fleet crossed your territory, that it triggered your defense. But why disable all our systems? Why shut down our fleets?" The rings around the quiet engine glowed brighter. "Because you repeat patterns. Violence. Expansion. Domination. These patterns lead to collapse." Taver forced himself to stand firm. "You speak as if you have seen this before." "We have," the voice answered. "Many times." A chill spread across the room. Vorik stepped forward, desperation breaking through his pride. "Then tell us what we must do. Tell us how to stop you." There was a long pause. Then, "You cannot stop us." The chamber erupted in whispers and fear. But the voice continued before panic could rise. "You can only listen." Taver bowed his head. "We are listening." The quiet engine symbol shifted slightly, almost like an eye focusing. "Humans will speak next." The council looked at each other with shock. Humans? Why humans? The transmission from Earth opened on a second screen. Ambassador Elaine Ward appeared again, calmer than the council could ever be. High Speaker. Admirals. The quiet engine has asked that we speak first. Taver managed to nod. Then speak. Ward took a breath. The engine believes both our species carry dangerous paths. Your aggression. Our rapid growth. Together, it sees a future of conflict. Rel whispered, it wants to stop a future war before it begins. Ward continued, it has reviewed all our histories, all our choices, all our mistakes, and it has reached a decision. The quiet engine's voice returned. Humanity will be watched. The council will be limited. The words shocked both sides. Ward blinked. Limited? Your power removed, the engine replied. Your fleets disabled. Your weapons silenced. Council members shouted in anger, but the engine ignored them. Taver raised his hands. And humanity? What of them? Their path is not set. Rel frowned. Meaning? Ward answered for the engine. Meaning humans could become peaceful allies, or future threats. The quiet engine pulsed. They will choose their own direction. Taver tried to understand. Why give them freedom and not us? The rings glowed again. Because they did not strike first. Because you forced the conflict. Silence hit the room like a blade. Vorik's anger finally cracked. So you punish us and reward them? We correct balance. We end cycles of destruction. Then something unexpected happened. The symbol on the screen dimmed. The voice grew softer. And we protect those who cannot protect themselves. Ward looked surprised. Does that include us? The rings around the quiet engine expanded. The blue light intensified. For now. Then the screen changed. A final message appeared, shared to both Earth and the Council. Prepare for the summit of balance. You will meet. You will speak. You will choose the future. The transmission ended. The quiet engine drifted closer to the planet, silent and terrifying. Its rings rotated like a cosmic heart, calm and unstoppable. Rel looked at Taver, voice trembling. This is no longer about power, he whispered. This is about survival. And Earth, small, underestimated Earth, was now part of the decision that could shape the galaxy itself. The day of the summit arrived. The council hall, once the proud center of the galaxy, felt strangely small under the shadow of the quiet engine. Its rings floated silently in orbit, glowing a calm blue, like a reminder of who now controlled the future. Leaders from every species filled the chamber. Soldiers lined the walls, though their weapons were nothing more than decorations now, disabled, powerless, harmless. Humans arrived last. 2 delegates stepped forward. Ambassador Elaine Ward and Commander Isaac Hale from Earth Defense. The room grew silent. For the first time in history, humanity walked into the council chamber as equals. Not prey. Not a colony. Not a victim. But as a voice the quiet engine had chosen to listen to. High Speaker Taver greeted them with a strained voice. Ambassador Ward. Commander Hale. Thank you for coming. Commander Hale looked around. We didn't have much of a choice. Before anyone could respond, the quiet engine activated its projection, a glowing symbol hovering above the center table. The rings on the screen rotated slowly. Then the voice filled the chamber. The summit begins. Everyone stood straight. The engine spoke first. This galaxy stands at a crossroads. Aggression has tipped the balance. Fear clouds judgment. It turned its focus toward the council. You expanded through domination. You shaped peace through threat. This path ends now. Murmurs rose across the chamber, but the engine ignored them. Then the focus shifted to the humans. Humanity grows quickly. Learns rapidly. Your potential is great and dangerous. Commander Hale frowned. We didn't ask for this responsibility. Neither did the ones who came before you, the engine replied. But they shaped their future. Now you must shape yours. Ambassador Ward stepped forward. Then tell us what you want. The lights dimmed. The rings glowed brighter. A pact. Taver whispered, a pact? With who? With both of you. The chamber froze. The engine continued. Humanity and the council will share responsibility of balance. No species will dominate. No species will be hunted. No world will face another invasion fleet. Rel stepped forward slowly. And our fleets? Our weapons. Disabled permanently. The room erupted in anger, voices shouting, demanding power back. But the quiet engine's voice cut through them all. You lost the right to wield such power the moment you chose destruction. Harsh truth. Undeniable truth. Ward raised her hand. And humanity? What limits do we face? You will not build weapons of mass destruction. You will not invade another world. You will not follow the path the Council walked. Commander Hale nodded slowly. We understand. Taver stared at humans with disbelief. You accept this? You accept having your power restricted? Hale stepped closer to him. We just survived an ancient cosmic guardian. We're not looking for more wars. The engine glowed brighter, almost as if satisfied. The pact is simple. The symbol expanded, showing two glowing orbs, Earth and the Council capital, connected by a thin blue line. Share knowledge. Share responsibility. And speak before you strike. A long silence followed. For the first time the Council listened. Taver stepped forward. We agree. Rel added quietly, we have no choice. Ward nodded. Earth agrees as well. The quiet engine responded. Then balance is restored. The rings outside the planet shifted. With every rotation the engines across the system hummed. One by one systems flickered back online. Not weapons. Not war engines. Not fleets. But communication arrays. Scientific centers. Peace infrastructure. It was rebuilding the galaxy differently. This time without war. The engine gave one final message. We will watch. We will guide if needed. But the future is yours to create. The light faded. The projection disappeared. And the quiet engine began drifting away, leaving the system silent and stunned. Aftermath. Ambassador Ward turned to Taver. This is not the end, she said. This is the beginning of something new. Taver nodded slowly. Yes. A galaxy with humans, not on the bottom but standing beside us. Commander Hale looked at the stars outside the window. The Council thought Earth was prey, he said softly. But the galaxy learned something important. Rel turned to him. And what is that? Hale answered with a small, confident smile. You can't hunt humanity without waking something far bigger than all of us. The Council chamber stayed quiet. Not out of fear. Not out of defeat. But because, for the first time in history, the galaxy truly understood the meaning of balance.